I think Heff's is just a bunch of punk kids having fun, making good food. Yeah, I've been cooking for over a decade. I come from more of the fine dining background. Worked at the Honey Pot here, which was real fine dining, farm to table place. I was the chef at Cranky's for about 2 years. And we had a really cool program there with the biscuits and stuff like that. So I kind of took the same approach to burgers, like having signature burgers, but we were looking for like a nighttime thing to do, you know. Cranky's has a great brunch, but we were trying to bring in some people during the nighttime. It's funny, I had actually just gotten a Blackstone just to like make myself like eggs in the morning and stuff like that, one of the big 36-inch Blackstones, and I was like, man, I could really start doing some cool pop-ups off of this thing, because those things are powerful, you know. And I was like, I'd worked with Burger Supreme for a little while, and I was like, you know, I'm really good at smash burgers, so let me do a smash burger pop-up, and yeah, it took off. And my baby mama, Heff, she's like my best friend in the world, so I was like, yeah, let me name it after her, you know, kind of like how someone would name a boat after somebody. And she's like, cool, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna name this burger place after you, we're gonna make smash burgers. She was down, she kind of helped me come up with the vibe, you know, which is like, I describe it as like a fever dream arcade, you know, full of like 90s nostalgia and just like creepy art, you know. It's very in your face, but it's 100% unique to us, I think. I had always wanted to open a restaurant. I didn't know, I think initially my vision for Heff's was a sub shop. I actually even had some logos made of like a Heff's sub shop. But the burgers took off and I was really good at them. So I think quality of beef is probably the biggest thing. The quality of all of our ingredients is really important. They're all locally sourced. Even our lettuce is locally sourced. But I think that it comes down to beef. The blend that we use, the fat percentage that we use, it's a little fattier than most people. Most people are stuck on their 80-20. We go for a fattier blend. Our beef is dry aged. You know, so it's a lot, if this makes sense, it's a lot beefier, I think. Like these are crafted burgers, these are craft burgers. If you want to add pickles or bacon or something to a burger, absolutely, but it's when you come in here and you're like, before you even look at the menu, you're like, oh, I want chili, tomato, slaw, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we don't have any of those things currently. So yeah, everything is really well thought out, and we're kind of minimalistic with our approach. You see we have like 6 burgers on the menu, so we don't keep a lot of excess product. So yeah, there's not really like a build-a-burger option. I say, you know, you want to add pickles, you want to add bacon to a burger, do that, give it a try, and I guarantee we'll make you a believer on our burger. Customers are awesome. I would say some of our biggest critics at the beginning are now repeat. I mean, they come in here every week. I think the town has adjusted to us because we just did not change. We're like, nope, we're still gonna play this loud, obnoxious music. We're gonna do crazy art, and people were like, okay. You know what I mean? And so now everybody loves it, you know? I think that we love our customers. To your earlier question, we adore our customers. People that come in here love the experience, love the food, and we always keep them in mind. And I think that's why we don't serve tomatoes, you know what I mean? Is ultimately for the customer. It's like, no, you deserve better than that. You deserve better than nasty December tomatoes, you know? Anytime I win anything like that, I immediately feel really hopeful about the next 5 years. It starts making me think about the long term. It's like, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this. You know, I'm getting this recognition. This is why I do this. My goal with Heff's was always to put Winston-Salem on the map. I feel like we're always looked over when it comes to, you know, culinary cities in North Carolina. I feel like we're never paid attention to. It's always Charlotte, Raleigh, Greensboro. And I'm like, hey, no, you know, we have a lot to offer. Anybody who lives in Winston knows how cool it is. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna stay right here in Winston. I'm gonna make it cool. And it's cool that, you know, we have restaurants like this, like Sweet Potatoes, like Mission. I think us kind of expanding our brand, we want to become kind of a destination spot, which I think we are starting to. You know, we have at least 2-3 customers a day that have come from Raleigh or come from Charlotte, and I'd like to expand that into a national thing. You know, I have friends that have restaurants in other cities, that people kind of come to those cities and it's a spot that's on their mind. So if someone's traveling to Charlotte, I want them to say, oh, let's drive the extra 60 minutes to go out to Heff's. I've heard about this restaurant. So really, and that goes back to the previous point, I want this city to kind of benefit from, you know, having these destination restaurants or these destination attractions. Never been to Heff's, we'd love to have you. We'd love to make you a believer. I promise you it's going to be familiar but different than any burger you've ever had. And yeah, it's a fun experience. So come on down. We're at 285 West 4th Street in downtown Winston-Salem, right beside the Jimmy John's.